have thought we'd reached the end of our Doctor Who specials, but you'd be wrong.
While it is the 12th month, we won't be covering 12th Doctor Peter Capaldi just yet. Instead, we'll be covering parallel universe doctors, alternate doctors, other doctors.
It's time for a Geek Crash Course on these alternates. Wait, does that mean we need alternate hosts?
Hit the switch!
When it comes to other doctors, there are actually a surprising amount of officially sanctioned alternates for the role.
The first alternate Doctor appeared before the second Doctor was even an idea, in 2 theatrical movies capitalizing on the so-called Dalek mania sweeping the UK. Peter Cushing took on the role of Doctor Who, the human inventor of the time and space-traveling TARDIS, who battled the Daleks twice. First in Doctor Who and the Daleks, and then in Daleks Invasion, Earth 2150 AD.
The only proper in-series alternates include Richard Hurndall, who replaced the late William Hartnell in The Five Doctors as the First Doctor, David Tennant's Meta Crisis clone of the 10th Doctor, and John Hurt's recent incarnation, who broke the Doctor's name.
Otherwise, there have been various alternate projections of the Doctor, such as Adrian Gibbs' silent portrayal of the Watcher, a projection meant to protect him in 4th Doctor serial Logopolis, I don't know. There's the evil Valeyard, played by Michael Jayston, and described as a distillation of all the Doctor's dark and violent thoughts, appeared in 6th Doctor serial The Trial of a Time Lord. Additionally, Toby Jones played an evil hallucination from the 11th Doctor's mind, who called himself the Dream Lord. He wasn't exactly a doctor, but someone in the comments will get annoyed if we don't mention him, so there you go. Off-screen and on the stage, various actors have taken on the part of the Doctor in stage plays. Notably, Trevor Martin in The Seven Keys to Doomsday, David Banks in The Ultimate Adventure, and Nick Scovell in various stage adaptations of television serials.
Before the revived series was commissioned, a web cartoon serial, The Scream of Shalka, was designed to restart the show on the web. This Doctor, played by Richard E. Grant, was a bit more gruff, haunted by a past loss, and was guided by a mysterious force to help people. The Shalka Doctor, along with companions Allison and an android version of the Master, also appeared in the short story The Feast of Stone. The Doctor Who Unbound audio series was a spin-off of the main Big Finish production line and featured alternate Doctors in unique stories, including Geoffrey Bayldon as the First Doctor who never left Gallifrey, David Warner as an alternate Third Doctor who arrives too late to help UNIT from repelling the Whovian mayhem of the 1970s and 80s. David Bishop as a Doctor who kills, believing that the end justifies the means. Michael Jayston, reprising his role as the evil Valeyard. Derek Jacobi as the writer who thinks he's the Doctor. And Arabella Weir as an alcoholic incarnation who regenerated into a woman after committing suicide to hide from the Time Lords instead of going into trial in the War Games. Bayldon and Warner's Doctors were popular enough that they earned second stories after the initial Unbound run. Additionally, the spin-off, Gallifrey's 4th season, acts as sort of an Unbound year, and features 2 separate alternate versions of Colin Baker's 6th Doctor.
A fan series of Doctor Who audios called The Audio Visuals primarily featured Nicholas Briggs in the part of the Doctor. Briggs would go on to co-found Big Finish Productions, who create officially licensed Doctor Who audios with permission of the BBC. Briggs again took on the role of the Doctor in Exile as Annabelle Weir's predecessor, and as the Doctor like Gideon Crane in Minuet in Hell, an 8th Doctor audio drama. In addition, Briggs is also the voice of the Daleks, Cybermen, and an Ice Warrior in the modern series.
There are also homages and parodies to consider when it comes to other Doctors. The Curse of Fatal Death was a comedy special created for charity featuring Rowan Atkinson as a doctor who's grown tired of playing the hero and wants to retire and marry his companion. He runs afoul of the Master and the Daleks and gets into a bit of bad luck, regenerating into Richard E. Grant, Jim Broadbent, Hugh Grant, and Joanna Lumley in rapid succession. Along with The Curse of Fatal Death, there have been a bunch of comedy shorts featuring the Doctor, played by Mark Gatiss, Lenny Henry, Jim Broadbent, and more. You can find these on YouTube more often than not.
A comic book homage to the Doctor named Professor Gamble can be found in 70s-era Marvel Comics, right around the time Marvel lost their license to the Doctor Who series. Gamble appeared in 2 comic stories to fight the villainous Incinerators, thin pastiches of the Daleks.
Inspector Spacetime began as a parody of Doctor Who on the sitcom Community, but has blossomed into a fandom all its own, and even an untitled web series about a space traveler who also travels in time, created by and starring Travis Richey, who played the Inspector on Community as well.
There's also Colonel Tick-Tock of the Cross-Time Adventures of Colonel Tick-Tock from the Thrilling Adventure Hour, created by writers Ben Acker and Ben Blacker and starring Craig Kukowski as Colonel Tick-Tock, a time-traveling special agent of His Majesty's Royal Chrono Patrol. Produced live at the Largo Theatre with the Work Juice Players and released in podcast syndication on the Nerdist Network.
Professor Gamble's name comes from the working title of the Fourth Doctor serial, The City of Death, originally titled A Gamble with Time by script editor Douglas Adams of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy fame. As far as recommendations, we'd honestly say to check out whatever non-canon adventures you can find. They're fun diversions with no worries about continuity. We'll try to post some links in the description to some of our favorites, including Scream of the Shulker. It has its detractors, but for about a week, this was the official relaunch of Doctor Who, coming out right before the announcement of the 2005 Christopher Eccleston series. The Curse of the Fatal Death is a great parody of the series, written by Stephen Moffat years before he took over the modern show. We'd also recommend the Inspector Spacetime web series. It's a fun parody of the show, and definitely the best possible case of an American version of the show we'd likely ever get. If you like audio drama, we definitely recommend the Doctor Who Unbound series as well. They feature great leads, great stories, and are generally on sale at the Big Finish site, as they're older releases. What's your favorite other Doctor adventure? Let us know in the comments below. It rhymes.
All three leads of the later abandoned continuation of Doctor Who, Scream of the Shaka, have since appeared in the series proper. Richard E. Grant as the villainous Great Intelligence, Sophie Okonedo as Liz 10, the Queen of the Future or something, and Sir Derek Jacobi as the Master, again. It's kind of complicated, but like a different Master? Don't worry about it. I'm the real Michael, don't cut! Well, that was kind of weird.
That was really weird.
Big thanks to all of our alternate co-hosts, and that is it for our Doctor Who year of specials.
Until next time, you can find us on Twitter, Facebook, and our website, geekcrashcourse.com.
Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time on Geek Crash Course.